Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with a fascinating title for our economic capsule, and it is Santa's bag. After all, we are at the Christmas season and we are just expecting what Santa will bring to all of us. Let's start with the first graph that I'm depicting for you, which is higher interest rates are going to continue. I'm sorry to say, but that is what Santa's bag is bringing us. Chairman Jerome Powell indicated that those increases in interest rates in the Fed rate may be decelerating from 75 basis points to 50 basis points, but notwithstanding, they will continue until relentlessly they can claim that the inflation rate is now will be down to 2%. It's not yet 2%. It's close to 7%. So we are still a long ways ahead. And as you can see there, during the Great Recession, we had just before the Great Recession and this bubble of the housing bubble and mortgage financing, interest rates were sort of rising, and they climbed to stalemate of 5.26%, and thereafter they started declining with the Great Recession. But that also had consequences, and in this next graph that depicts what happened. Lower economic growth. Notice on the left hand side is the US in terms of real GNP growth, and anything that is below that horizontal black line that you see there is negative real growth, and this is the negative 2.4% corresponds to the Great Recession that the United States faced. Also coincided with that spike in higher interest rates. As of the forecast, they are anticipating, yes, as I said before, higher interest rates, but maybe that will chill some of the growth in the US economy. And as you see there, the forecast is maybe 0.5%, 1.6%, 1.8%, not again in the region of 3 to 4.8% as it was in the US since 2000. Let's look at the right-hand side of that graph, and that's Puerto Rico's real GNP growth. We have here a sea of red. Most of those since 2007 is negative real growth. That's when our Great Recession started, and we have not yet pulled out of that recession, despite what has been said that maybe for 2021 Puerto Rico peaked at 4%. It's not believable, but we'll have to wait until the official figures really show up in 2022. As for the forecast, as you see there, be it the Puerto Rico Planning Board is the red columns, and the PROMESA board, the Fiscal Oversight Board, has also forecast, and none of them depict that we are going to be in that region of 4%, 3.5%. It's all below 1% and even 0% growth. So it's not good news in Santa's bag that Puerto Rico has not yet been creative enough to pull out of this economic recession and to revitalize our economy with all this sea of funds that allegedly are coming still from the Hurricane Maria, and then from the reconstruction after the earthquakes and after COVID, all those reliefs. We are still unable to use all those funds, and we are wasting time. The final graph here is higher unemployment. Santa's bags give us a higher unemployment, be it for the US, they say could be stabilized in the long run to 4%. That is close to full employment for the US. But if we look at the right-hand side for Puerto Rico, it is true, we also have been in a sliding scale downward in terms of the unemployment rate, but it is 6.9%. It's higher than the US. And I don't see, with all these changes in the labor market, we have real difficulties in people coming back to the labor force or coming back to work, or they are more self-employed and they are finding out that the job they had before, it's not as interesting, especially if it's only paying minimum wage. So they are now looking into self-employment, the jobs of their own, and that really entails a change in this paradigm in the labor market. So Santa's bag is not exactly very positive news. I don't want to be a Grinch in this Christmas. I'm only relating to you information that will make you powerful in terms of your decision making, be it a business-like or at a personal level. So be careful with all these expenses during the Christmas season. Don't forget, those credit cards are charging a modest 27% in most of those credit cards, and you'll be surprised how fast you can speed up those balances in your credit cards. So my advice to you is have a really very Merry Christmas, but be aware that maybe 2023, according to Santa's bag, is not exactly the best of news. So if you have this information, beware and be prepared. Don't forget that if you liked our economic capsules, to subscribe to YouTube and give us a like in those capsules that you liked. And this is a service of Puerto Rico Economic Pulse. And as I said before, our advice for this week is be very careful with your expenses. If you have received bonuses, keep them at one side because you might need them. There are Santa's bag is also bringing us in Puerto Rico increases in the electricity rate, and we already face increases in water. So in all these tolls in the roads. So definitely everybody wants a bite of your money. So beware. And don't forget, the economy is all of us. Have a very Merry Christmas. And don't forget to follow us in YouTube under the voice of Heidie Calero. Thank you.